Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today, we're taking a look at the Kenner Star Wars Han Solo figure based on A New Hope from 1977. This Han Solo action figure was part of the original Kenner Star Wars figure toy line that revolutionized the toy market by popularizing the 3 3/4 inch action figure size. The action figure is based on Harrison Ford's character from the 1977 film. He's wearing a white shirt with long sleeves, a black vest, black pants, a belt, and some boots. This action figure is instantly recognizable as Han Solo to Star Wars fans and toy collectors, but to people that don't really know a whole lot, almost looks like it could be a cowboy missing his hat, or almost anything else. It's interesting how such an iconic toy can also be so nondescript. We're going to start by taking a look at Han Solo's head here. This figure is known as the small head variant. This is the head that the Han Solo figure originally came with. It was decided his head was a little too small, and they tooled up a second head that replaced this one. There are lots of A New Hope carded versions of this figure, and there are some evidence that there were Empire and even Return of the Jedi figures carded with this head, but it's definitely harder to find than the replacement big head version of Han Solo. Here's a nice side-by-side comparison of the big head and small head Han Solo. I personally really despise the big head version. I can't stand it. I agree the big head version does look slightly more like Harrison Ford than the small head version, but I feel like the big head is just too big. Out of my way, Pinhead. Yo, Melon Brain, back up. Oh, you want to go? Yeah. Since Kenner was revolutionizing the world of toy design with these 3 3/4 inch figures, there's some interesting decisions made. They have 5 points of articulation. The head can turn all the way around. The arms can do a 360. And the legs bend about 90 degrees. Alright, big head. Stand up back there. What I find most interesting, though, is that there's one arm that's super straight, and the hand cannot hold an accessory, and the other hand is bent almost 90 degrees at the elbow and has a great hand for holding a beverage. This type of hand was one of my biggest complaints with these vintage Star Wars figures as a kid. Han came with a bluish-black blaster. I believe this is a more accurate color than this one. This one's more of the bluish version. It's a really nice-looking accessory, this Rebel blaster. It pretty much looks like Han Solo's gun from the movie. It did come with quite a few characters from A New Hope. So head sculpt and hand sculpt aside, the sculpting work on Han Solo's vest is very nicely done with lots of pouches. We move down to his belt, which includes the crossed waist strap there that goes down to his holster. It's a non-working holster, but it does look nice. There is that iconic scene in the movie where he pulls his blaster out of the holster, so it is cool that they included that on there. Both legs feature the red stripe on his pants. Obviously, the holster side, it's limited or not visible very much there. And then, of course, he's got his black boots. This Han Solo figure is very iconic and was an important part of many Star Wars fans' childhoods. I grew up during the dark times. I was born in 1982. By the time I was old enough to play with action figures, there just weren't Star Wars toys in the stores anymore, really. Everything in my collection as a kid came from yard sales, so none of my figures had weapons, but I did have a choice of pretty much the entire run. So, the A New Hope Han was never my favorite Han. One, because I only ever knew about the big head one, and I always thought he looked goofy as a kid. And two, I just really liked the Bespin one, and I really liked the Return of the Jedi one without the poncho one. Playing Star Wars with my best friend Derek as a kid, he always liked to use the Bespin Han Solo as our main Han Solo figure. I was lucky enough to have an Endor Han, minus his trench coat, and I used to use that as my Han Solo because the Return of the Jedi outfit's fairly close to the original one, and that's kind of the most iconic outfit with the vest, and so I really liked using that figure. I think Kenner didn't really decide to make Han's head bigger because it looked too small for his body. I think they decided to make it look bigger because it looked too small next to Luke's head. This is the original 77 Luke Skywalker, often referred to as Farm Boy Luke, and his head is a big watermelon like the second Han Solo's. But if you compare the first release Han Solo with Ben Kenobi, I feel like his head is pretty much right in line and appropriately sized. Oh man, this could really save our neck. Get back to the ship and get her ready. Okay. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other Kenner Star Wars videos. Hey boys and girls, sorry to pop in here at the end of the video, but I just want to thank you guys for your viewership over the past couple of years. It really means a lot to me. Every time we hit a subscriber milestone or a viewership milestone, it really does put a lot of enthusiasm back into it for me. Leaving those comments, some of you guys are awesome about it, but that also is great encouragement to keep me going and working hard on the channel. I hope you guys enjoy the content we're putting out. I know it's a weird mix of kitty toys and collector toys and vintage toys. I hope you guys like that, because that's actually what I like. I like a little bit of everything. My collection is predominantly vintage toys, but I don't mind modern collecting things. I don't mind modern toys, and I love even the stuff for kids. I think it's a lot of fun to see what's out there and what the future generation of vintage collectors will be going back to collect from their childhoods. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this format, if you like this kind of video. We're going to try and do more vintage content in 2018. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.